Congratulations.
Thank you.
You did an excellent job out there. I'm sure there's quite a number of people out there that are happy about Ness winning a tournament in the new game. For starters, is going to send the hype over everything. So, again, really big congratulations to that. I saw you play Ness and a little bit of Little Mac.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about your character selection this tournament?
All right. So these past it's day 3, right? So these past 2 days, I've been experimenting with a lot of characters. On the first day, I instantly knew that my mains in this game would be Fox because I had prior experience using Fox in every Smash game. Ness. Not because I had experience in Brawl messing around with him, because I didn't really main him, but because I love the game so much, and I love his.
You mean Earthbound?
I love Mother so much. So I wanted to see if I could finally use Ness, if he would finally be good in a game, good enough. And I used him in Smash 4, and I felt so comfortable. It felt right. So Ness and then Lucina, I actually want to get into learning a sword-based character like that, because I think Marth in the prior games took a lot of skill, man. He wasn't, a character you could just pick up and play, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a little bit different.
So
because they're very spacing dependent, very read dependent characters.
Yeah, so I love Lucina from Fire Emblem Awakening. That was the first Fire Emblem game I played, and her as a character, she's just awesome. So I also want to work on her. With due time, I think I can really bring her up.
Excellent. All right, cool. So, you say the first character you played was Fox, but I didn't actually see too much Fox this tournament. Is there a reason that I don't think you broke him out at all versus Nairo in the finals? This
tournament, I really wanted to experiment. I didn't want to depend on a character I knew that I could just win with or I was too comfortable with, because I played Fox in every game. So this was a tournament where I wanted to. This is a tournament. Hey, that's props to you.
Watch out for the kid, guys. He won while he was experimenting.
Yeah, so I wanted to see, okay, I think Ness can do it, so can I actually do it with Ness? Because it's one thing to know the character's tools and know that he can be viable, but you as a player have to use that character and kind of craft your own style.
So you think if you used Fox, the whole tournament would have been free?
Not free, necessarily, but I think it would have been a lot easier if I went Fox than Ness. But I could be mistaken now.
All right. So, talking a little bit more about the next pick, one thing I saw about Ness that's vastly improved, of course, recoveries are buffed in general. You can't just edgehog Ness and then punish him really hard. So we see a lot of characters like Ness and Zelda coming back. And then another thing I saw is that his fair is even improved from before, because the way that you can SDI moves in the game and the way that the hitboxes are, every hitbox is a lot more intuitive. The hitboxes work a lot more as intended. And I think this is a really healthy change. But the SDI change, it's a little bit controversial, because even though hitboxes now work as intended, it kind of removes a little bit of the defensive options. How do you feel about that?
Alright, so Ness's moves with SDI being kind of limited and removed in a sense, I feel like that was the biggest buff to Ness. Not just the ledge mechanic, because now he can't really get edgehog. That's awesome. But the simple fact that Fair can now suck you in and drag you across the stage is amazing. I love that. That's probably my favorite thing about Ness right now. And then PK Fire, you can still kind of SDI out of it, but it's really hard. So PK Fire is almost like guaranteed follow-ups to a grab, down throw, up air, back air, whatever you want to do. So I feel like SDI being small now has helped a lot of characters dramatically, Ness being one of them. And as you said, it's made most of his moves more intuitive now.
Yeah.
And I love that about Smash 4.
All right, very good. So now in this tournament, we didn't get to play on too many stages. Are you excited for any of the stages that we didn't really get a chance to see? Because since you have the game and you've been able to play it, I'm sure you've experienced more than what we just showcased today.
To be honest, I really been playing on Battlefield. The Pink Mother stage, the FD version of that, regular FD.
Magickin, I think it's called.
Yeah, and Yoshi's. Just those stages. The other stages feel just so big. The blast zones in this game, this is my biggest problem with Smash 4, is the blast zones are huge. And that's making people live longer, making matches take longer. The game itself is very fast, but because the blast zones are so large, it makes killing incredibly difficult. And I don't want to say things are guaranteed at this point. Certain moves can kill at certain percents, because I feel like each stage varies depending on I feel like the blast zones get bigger and bigger each stage I switch to, and I don't really like that.
I see. So that'll take me into my next question is, now we have this discovered down DI where characters live longer if you're holding down, which is a little bit counterintuitive to how previous DI worked. And in addition to that, we have bigger blast zones, so we have improved survivability due to this down DI technology. Shout out to K-Sizzle for discovering that. And we have increased size blast zones. So do you feel that this will give a buff to heavyweight characters? Because people are anticipating that heavyweight characters are going to be a lot more powerful since they're inherently hard to kill.
I played Eli's Donkey Kong today, and it was very scary because not only was he was pretty good with Donkey Kong, but the simple fact was Fox's up smash is semi-nerfed, so it took me a way longer time to actually kill him. And I feel like that's very scary. So Bowser himself is already very fast, very strong. He hits like a truck. And you won't be able to kill him for a very long time because right now he's the heaviest character in the game as far as I know. So I think that is a significant buff to heavyweight characters, the way the blast zones work now. And DIing down, well, yeah, holding down now, momentum canceling down is just even a larger improvement. It's going to be very hard to kill those characters, so I think they're going to be very strong early in the game.
All right, yeah. And talking about characters that are strong, or not really so much characters, I want to move away from that a little bit, but playstyles that are strong. I noticed that. Also, congratulations, you won doubles as well. So
yeah, thank you.
You actually won both tournaments here today. Can you give anybody some advice to what are some of the mentalities you use going into matchups, especially with a new game where you're bound to run into unfamiliar things? What are some of the tips you could give to people out there watching that want to improve their game?
For Smash 4 when it comes out?
Yeah, for Smash 4.
Okay, in Smash 4 when it comes out, don't come into the game thinking, I'm going to play this game exactly like Brawl. Don't come into the game thinking it's Brawl. Don't come into the game thinking it's 64, Melee, or even PM. It's its own game, and that's what you need to treat it as. Now, your playstyle in those games, you can kind of carry over. So in Brawl, I was kind of the more passive-aggressive, defensive type, person. Played Ice Climbers, played Fox. You could see it in my playstyle. I would wait, things like that. You have to kind of find a way to make it work in this game because while passive-aggressive, I actually think passive-aggressive is the best playstyle for this game so far right now. But while that does work, in this game, unlike Brawl, you're actually able to get rewarded off of being aggressive. You see how you can now string together combos, you can put people in terrible situations, and stage control is very important in this game. So aggression is also awarded, and defensive play, in my opinion. It's the best of both worlds.
I definitely see a huge buff in the ability of the characters to approach, and just in the mechanics of the game in general, don't punish you so much for approaching. You can actually hit somebody's shield and not expect to die for it every time.
Exactly.
And that being said, talking about playstyles, a lot of the characters have different playstyles. And I noticed you switched characters during the set, and Nairo switched characters during the final set. He was playing a lot of Zelda, and he switched off to Reflet for some of the other matches where his Zelda had a bad matchup. Do you think with the size of the cast, we'll see a lot of counterpicking in this game compared to previous games?
Definitely.
Do you feel like having a singular main is going to handicap you?
I feel like having a singular main, you're only doing damage to yourself because counterpicking is going to be very heavy in this game. You see how when I went, I guess I went Lucina. Whenever I fought Nairo Zelda without Little Mac, it was very difficult to win. So counterpicking is heavy, and I don't even main Little Mac. I literally played Little Mac for a few hours yesterday, and I was like, oh, this character's easy, he's fast. I think I can get around his, recovery issue. It's still bad, very bad, but let me just whip this out. Because I thought if I got in Zelda's face, hey, free combos, free hits, I got a one-hit KO punch, almost like a zero-to-death chain grab. Why not use it? So counterpicking is going to be very important in this game, I think. And I think the players that can adapt the fastest are going to be very strong early on and later in the game.
Very good. I'm watching out for Atomisk right now, very known for that. So that's really cool in a way because it will force people to diversify their knowledge of the game, and it will really bring out a lot of different things. Hopefully it'll help keep the game balanced, that nobody is so broken that they can just overcome anybody else. So just to wrap this up, do you have any shout-outs or acknowledgements you'd like to give anybody?
Okay, so shout-outs, of course, to my crew, Leap of Faith. My main practice source, kind of like my family outside of family. Shout-outs to Nairo being my son for this tournament.
Damn.
He is definitely my son. This is actually, he's my rival in Brawl, so this is normal. We'll always trash talk. Some people see it and think we're really serious, but no, we're kind of really good friends. But he is my son. I'll teach you how to be better. I promise.
Good shots.
And another thing I want to state is that I kind of think it's too early to be making tier lists and thinking about butchering stocks for this game. Kind of let the game ride out for a couple of weeks before we have discussions such as that. And remember to show every Smash game love. This is a new Smash game. If you don't enjoy the game, don't play it, but at least show support to the community that backs it. And that's what I really want to see from the Brawl community, because we're all adults now. It's time to grow up. Esports.
Word. Well, thank you very much for coming out. It was an honor to host this event. It was an honor to have you. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
I can't say that we'll have another tournament in my living room, but I'm sure that you'll come through and we'll play a bunch of games together. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. All right. And for everybody else,
bye everybody.
Again, I'm Pierce. This is NAKAT, your first Smash Invitational for the 3DS. Your champion. Please follow him on Twitter at LOF NAKAT.
Yeah.
And follow me on Twitter at Pierce7D. Please follow us on everything social media, Clash Tournaments. Follow Facebook.com/Cast Tournaments, YouTube.com/Cast Tournaments, Twitter.com/Clash Tournament minus the S because of the character limit. Yeah, follow RJ, the host of this tournament. _ IRJI_. Follow him. And again, follow me on Twitter at Pierce7D. When the game comes out, I will be playing it like crazy and telling you, rehashing some of the opinions I made today and all the new opinions I made. I'll keep you guys updated, and I'll let you know everything I think about the game because I know a lot of you have been asking me. So I will love to share that information with you and, walk through the discovery of this fresh metagame together. So thank you all for tuning in. We're signing out. I love you all.
2 things. If you guys want to watch me play Smash 4,
oh yeah, please,
or want any advice on anything, please follow me at twitter.com/LOFNAKitKat, and you can follow my stream, twitch.tv/NAKAT973. I'll be streaming Smash 4 a lot with my friends and giving AMAs and just player analysis, guides. I want to produce a lot of content. I have a lot of videos on my YouTube channel already.
Yeah, definitely content production is going to be exploding. So yeah, this is us signing out. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love you all. Glad to have brought you all to my living room today, and I'll see you next time. Take care.